What's going on, New York Yankees fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, turn that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops video drops. We're going to do a fun video today related to the Yankees. I know within the last couple of weeks, videos and real-life events concerning the Yankees have not been fun, but the Yankees are on a 3-game winning streak. They could win the series against Philadelphia, even though Alex-GajovichProtich is likely to start, which actually makes me shit myself. But you know what? If the Yankees offense can do what they've been doing the last few days, there is a chance that we actually win this game. But obviously winning last night does a lot for tonight. But once again, it does not complete the series. We would still split the series if we ended up losing tonight. Then again, let's talk about it another day. So, with this emergence of a couple of minor leaguers, obviously the Yankees have had their COVID issues and they have had their injury issues. Now, calling up these minor leaguers within the last couple of days has reminded a lot of people about the next man up mentality going back to 2019. 2020 was a total bust with that shit. I'm the first one to tell you that. A lot of the people didn't work out. Mike Talkman, Tyro Estrada, Mike Ford. There's a lot of guys that didn't work out and obviously got dealt in 2021. But let's talk about the minor leaguers that the Yankees have called up and what they have done so far. Specifically these four or five. If I'm missing anybody, then you guys can correct me in the comment section. Trey Ambergy, about him, he's on the IL now, unfortunately. He was 0 for 2 with a K and reaching on an error, I believe it was. That was against the Boston Red Sox a couple of days ago. But unfortunately, once again, he's on the IL, so we can't really count him. Estevan Florial, he is a very interesting guy. A lot of Yankee fans wanted him called up. He's finally up due to the Ambergy injury. We'll see how long he stays up in the big leagues because it's not going to be that long until Aaron Judge and a couple of the other guys come back from the COVID IL. So he's done well so far. I know he's only played one game since coming up to the big leagues, but this season, 6 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits. His first home run in the Philly game. Shoutouts to him. 2 RBIs, 333 average, and an on-base percentage of 429. Will he stay 333? Obviously not, but he is the power type. Hopefully he can contribute in multiple ways possible. I don't know if he has speed, but definitely he's shown off his power. And the basic base hits, obviously that counts. I remember his first MLB hit was a line drive to the gap, and I think Gary Sanchez made a base running error, or the third base coach did, and obviously what happened. It was more remembered not to be Estevan Florial's first hit, but it was remembered to be a base running error, which was unfortunate, but things happen. So the next guy is Chris Gittens. Also to know, Estevan Florial had 1 strikeout and 1 walk, obviously, this season. He's still going to get walks and strikeouts as we go. Chris Gittens, 11 Ks and 6 walks. He is a guy who walks a lot. In 2021, he has 28 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 home run, 1 run, 5 RBIs, 107 batting average, and a 257 on base percentage. So he is getting there very slowly. I think it's just going to be a power aspect with him, limited base hit aspect. He's only had 2 other hits that are not home runs. On that basis, he does need to get better with hitting, and also, once again, his other side is that he's very patient at the plate, and he has 6 walks. And he walked a lot during the Philly series, which tells you he's taking better at-bats and not swinging at pitches. And he was never really a guy, even when he was in the big leagues, to swing at bad pitches, That's a lot of the other guys. Even major leaguers, like Stanton swings at bad pitches on occasion. Odor will swing at a bad pitch. Gittens doesn't really do that. That's the one benefit to Chris Gittens. Obviously, along the way, hopefully he will fix anything that is wrong with his swing and maybe just get those hits up, get that batting average up. I know that doesn't matter to a lot of people. With that being said, the next guy is Hoyjun Park. 0 for 1. He grounded out in the Red Sox game. I believe it was the first Red Sox game And we haven't heard from him since, at least from what I know. And then you got the star of this group, even though he isn't homegrown, Greg Allen. 3 Ks, 3 walks, 8 at-bats, 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 ribby, 2 stolen bases, 500 batting average, 583 on base percentage. He's done really well. And let me tell you something. Why is he doing well? I think he's being let do, for lack of better words, the Yankees are letting him do what he wants to do. That's stealing bases and getting the basic hits. Obviously, he had that triple. He had a couple other hits. He had a sac fly. But he's had 2 stolen bases this season. He did that in the minor leagues. And, for all the analytics bugs out there that don't like stolen bases and small ball, trust me, it helps. And when Greg Allen steals bases and Lamar stole one, I think it was the finale against the Red Sox, trust me, it makes a difference. It's called getting people on base, getting people in scoring position, and possibly hitting with runners in scoring position. So, these guys right here, Florial, Gittins, Allen, and Hoyjun Park, they have to be good, obviously, for this team to succeed as long as they're up here. Obviously, they can't do shit when they're in the minor leagues. But let's compare them to the 2019 cast of the Next Man Up crew. So you got Mike Ford, who made his MLB debut in 2019. 50 games, 143 at-bats, 37 hits, 30 runs, 12 home runs, 25 RBIs, 17 walks, 28 strikeouts, 259 batting average. Obviously, he failed the next 2 years, and now he's in Tampa Bay. He is, I believe, in the AAA system right now. Then you have Gio Urshela, who I consider to be one of the next man up guys because of Andujar. In 2019, 132 games, 476 plate appearances, 442 at-bats, total of 139 hits, 21 home runs, 74 RBIs, and a 314 batting average, 87 Ks, and 25 walks. So once again, you can hit home runs and still bat to average and have good at-bats. See, the analytic bugs don't like that. With that being said, Tyler Estrada, 35 games, 69 plate appearances, 64 at-bats, 16 hits, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 3 walks, 15 strikeouts, 250 batting average. So, right on the mark, at least for me, because I think the Mendoza line should be the 250 mark. Obviously, once again, baseball has changed and a lot of people have different standards. The next and final guy, Mike Tauchman, he had a total of 87 games played, 260 at-bats, 296 plate appearances. He had 72 hits, 13 home runs, 47 RBIs, 34 walks, 71 Ks, and a 277 batting average. So obviously, these guys did more, but they also played more games. I'm not doubting any of these guys. I'm putting my hype into them. I have to see where this Yankee team goes, because if it turns out to be a 3-game winning streak for nothing, and then we start losing, obviously you guys know me as more of a realist than an optimist, but I'm being optimistic about these guys because I want to be. I truly think that some of these guys maybe should not have been in the major leagues, but now that they got their chance, they have a chance to succeed, and I'm rooting on them. Like the last couple of games, Rougned Odor, he's been flip-floppy all season, but the last couple of games he has come on as a good hitter. Gleyber Torres has struggled, but I know the 2 games against Boston, he hit home runs. Gary Sanchez is on and off. So these guys, I think, would be a nice addition to the lineup. Are they long-term solutions? Of course not. You can't go out in 2022 and say, oh, Greg Allen's going to be our starting left fielder. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he should be reserved, possibly, based on the way he's playing right now, the smallest of sample sizes. But I just don't think that he's going to be the starting left fielder. That's just not going to happen. So they do need a good supporting cast, and you can't rely on these guys just like, oh, well, there's stars of the team. They got to hit home runs. They got to do this, that, and the other thing. You can rely on Greg Allen for stolen bases and the basic base hits, Gittins for walks, and Estevan Florial for power and just basic base hits. But you have to have the veterans of the lineup, the top 6 of the lineup, do their jobs. I'm not saying all of them will, because Brett Gardner obviously, has fallen off. even though he hit a home run last night. But you have to have consistency at the top of the lineup, and then the bottom of the lineup, you have to have consistency as well. But it all starts at the top. That's what everybody says about everything, really. You talk about a team, you talk about their status, it all starts at the top. So if the top of the lineup's not doing anything, I highly doubt the bottom of the lineup is doing anything either. Can they be better and make a run? It is possible they could be a better next man up crew than 2019. Here's the challenge, though. I don't know how many more guys are going to get injured this year. It's going to be an interesting wave. It's going to be an interesting thing that we all have to see. But Aaron Judge and Gio Urshela are coming back quite soon. And unless you send Tyler Wade down and, I don't know, do something with an outfielder, which is highly unlikely because the Yankees are not getting rid of Brett Gardner. The only way I'm pretty sure you could probably take somebody off the 40 is transfer them to 60 IL. And I don't know that they're doing that with Andujar, who's supposed to be coming back soon, and Clint Frazier, who has a vision issue or something like that. Once again, I don't know it, but hope he gets better. I think they have a limited amount of time because you don't have any prolonged injuries. Like the Corey Kluber injury, once again, there are some pitchers in that group that are part of the next man up crew, kind of like Albert Abreu, who's also good as well. He's part of that crew. I'm talking hitters, of course, because that has been the weakest point for the New York Yankees this season. With that being said, I think these guys need more time to play, more than just 6 to 10 days, and I think they could flourish. But they have to do what they do in the minor leagues. Because all these guys, Estevan Florial, he didn't hit for average, but he hit for power. All these guys in the minor leagues, Scranton, to be specific, flourished. Hoy-Jun Park hit over 300. Greg Allen hit something like 250, 260, 270, stealing bases and getting the opportunistic base hits. Chris Gittens hitting for power, but getting the simple base hits and the walks. And Esteban Florial, we already mentioned. So we can't be analytically driven on these type of guys, my personal opinion. Because it's kind of like, if we're talking football and we're talking schemes, you have to let them do what they're going to do. You can't put Greg Allen as your home run hitter. That is not going to happen. And if you do that, well, obviously you're going to see poor results. And then whose fault is it going to be? It's going to be Greg Allen's fault. But you have to let these guys flourish at what they flourish at. You can't just say, Estevan Florial or Chris Gittens is going to be the speed guy. Hoy-Jun Park hits over 300 opportunistic base hits. Chris Gittens, the walks. Estevan Florial, the power. And Greg Allen, obviously, opportunistic base hits and stolen bases. So you can't say in the front office, for right now, for Greg Allen, you're not stealing bases. No, because that's how you put runners in scoring position. That's an old school way of baseball that still works, and a lot of teams aren't doing it because they're analytically driven by bugs, by a bunch of people who've never played the game before. So that's that. But do I think they could be better? Yes, but they need games. They need more games than 6 to 10. So we'll see where that goes, but if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops, video drops. I'm going to do some pre-recorded videos throughout the week because I'll be in upstate, but you guys are going to get a preview at the Giants roster bubble series with training camp coming up. I'm also going to be doing a Yankee recap as well from when I go to upstate or Pennsylvania, whichever which. The series ends at, of course. But thank you guys for supporting like usual. Boys in Big Apple is likely to be on a Friday next week. Also, it could be on a Monday because Monday we are possibly doing a special show dedicated to the NBA draft, pre-draft thing for the Knicks. And then Friday might be our usual show where we talk sports and all that bullshit. So you guys stay cool. Peace out. And thank you very much.